Hello everyone, welcome back to another Forgecast. I'm so glad to have you guys here because I just ran out of propane. As you saw in another video, this was filmed around that time. So I ran out of stuff to do, so I was like, you know what, I might as well do this and procrastinate on the Yall project by a little bit. But I will get to it, I will finish that Yall. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be chilling here for the most part because frankly, I've had a long day. I woke up at 2:45 in the morning and it is now 9 p.m. So I'm kind of dragging right now. So if this Forgecast seems a little bit disconnected, that's why. And also, I'm just kind of a flighty person as it is. Haha! There they are. They just magically appeared there. I didn't just have to go back to my room and retrieve them. So, these are some of the ingots I've been casting recently. This one was from the first casting video. This one was from the second casting video. Stack those there. And these two were from the same melt. Well, sort of. I refilled the crucible. But these two, as you can see, are a lot smaller than this one. This one I had a full crucible and a full ingot mold by the end of. And it turned out pretty well. This one, not a full crucible, not a full ingot mold. And same with these. I had about a half crucible for both of these. So, all this to say that I've had varying degrees of success as far as meltdowns have gone. And I have to say, these bronze ingots, for all the trouble I went through to get them, turned out pretty well. I really wish I had the footage for it. But unfortunately, I do not. So, yeah, that's been lost to the ether somewhere. I don't think it's retrievable either. But I'm glad to say that I have footage for these. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to remelt the bronze ingots. Maybe a season 3, I don't know. But I'm gonna try and remelt these bronze ingots when I have the time and patience. I've got these. I'm happy with these as they are right now. I'm probably going to melt them together and create a super ingot. You know, maybe not this size, but pretty close. Probably about 2/3 the size of that ingot. And this is heavy. This here, just one of these. Yeah, just one of these is heavier than this. So, got a lot of weight right there. This ingot mold that I've mentioned before is it's got a dent in it! No! That's not good! Dang. It's got a whole bunch of dents in it. That's not good at all. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a 9 kilogram ingot mold, which means it can hold 9 kilograms of gold. For those of us who are in the US of A, 9 kilograms is they're somewhere in the range of about 18 to 20 pounds. I don't know how much it is. I don't do the metric system very well, but I do know that a kilogram is somewhere around 2 pounds-ish. So, I think a little over, actually. But yeah, so that fits all that. And, yeah, this here, I don't think comes close to that, but it's probably about half of that. So, I can't even imagine how much gold that would be, like 9 kilograms. That, we actually calculated this out when we were getting the ingot mold. That works out to about $575,000 worth of gold. If I had that, I would not have to work retail, but I do. But anyway, so that's pretty much all of that. I also, from that same meltdown, got this little aluminum bead, which I was going to turn into a ring, but yeah, some stuff happened and I wasn't able to, unfortunately. I might do it again sometime, but I'm going to cast it instead of try and machine it, because machining aluminum is fun. But anyway, yeah, no, so I'm actually kind of happy with how this turned out. I think I might actually leave it as is. It's actually pretty good, but I'm going to be using this aluminum as straight up aluminum base for some of my alloys. And this aluminum, I think I'm going to use as an aluminum lead base. Because there is a little bit of lead in this, there is a little bit of zinc. I don't know how well the zinc melted in. It looks like some of the brass that got in there didn't quite melt all the way, which isn't good at all. I don't like that. But But yeah, I mean, it seems to have turned out pretty well, and it's, as I said, it's got some lead in there, so it's a little bit more dense. It's a little bit heavier, but, you know, not too much. This here is just straight up pure aluminum, and, oh man, this is just a beautiful ingot. I just love it so much. I think I'm going to keep this around for like an aluminum bronze base. But that's enough about the ingots, I think. I mean, I think I've exhausted this topic to its fullest, so I'm gonna just drop these over here. Man, they are kind of heavy. But, yeah. This reminds me, remember to stay safe, especially around KO wool, ceramic wool, bronze when it's in fumes, lead when it's in the form of fumes. So when you're melting lead or bronze, just be aware that you're going to need to do some safety measures. By the way, duct tape, useful tool. Figured I'd just throw that in there because I was walking around and I found this thing. I was like, maybe I should talk about that. So, duct tape, pretty good. Holds stuff together, makes a good label. Anyway. 1 sander, 2 sander. Old sander, new sander. Ah, yes, the coal foundry. Unfortunately, I caked it in aluminum because the aluminum was actually overflowing from this poor little crucible. It was not able to hold, barely, it was not able to hold all of the aluminum that I was putting into it. But I'll just stick that there. Oh no, I didn't just. I threw it off balance. There's a bit of a thing in here. A big aluminum formation. No! All of my equipment is breaking down around me. Standard operating procedure. That is, it is the standard operating procedure for all of my equipment as far as existing. Their standard operating procedure is breaking down all the time. Anyway, lid as well, which, by the way, the refractory is... It's seen better days. Literally, the day it was created was a much better day than now. But hey, you know, as much as I like to roast my equipment, get it. As much as I like to roast my equipment, though, it actually does pretty well. It actually, like, the little forge, the little now cooled off forge, okay, big bad emergency, no longer big nor bad. I have opened everything up, ventilated it all out, waited for some time, and yeah, sort of avoided some carcinogenic exposure, which isn't good, obviously. A carcinogen causes cancer. So I want to avoid that, especially in the lungs. But anyway, yeah, that powder, if you don't know, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I know it's got some sort of aluminum in it. I think it might be aluminum silicate, I don't know. But that's what I've heard anyway, and I've heard that it's a carcinogen. One thing that I haven't just heard, but I know from experience, is that dust is really light and it likes to carry as much as it can. So I was very careful, wetted down the air, got all the fans in here, opened up the garage, made sure not to expose myself to that, waited out a little bit, and then decided to continue filming once the area seemed clear enough. So yeah, it's been a little bit, but yeah, it seems to have gone pretty well. So I think I will call it an episode here just because I'm not entirely confident that I'm safe. Also, just because I think I've exhausted every topic at this point. So with that, thank you for joining me, and I hope you all have a great day.